In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Gospel of John. And now, I would like to read excerpts from the book Leaves of Gold, which is filled with words from God, about God, and for God and His people. Stories, sayings, phrases, and tales compiled by its editors to offer spiritual comfort, hope, and morality in a world rapidly losing its way. Please do pardon my accent in some pronunciations. Thank you. Leaves of Gold. Forward. Poor indeed is the man whose mind is not enriched by some phrase of lasting truth and beauty which serves to restore his soul in the exigencies of life. Each of us needs in his heart's treasury the memory of a lovely line to renew fellowship with the great and noble of this earth. And, indeed, almost as great as the ability to write a line of strength is the ability to use that line to higher levels of emotion and achievement. To discover afresh in truth expressed with elemental force our eternal kinship with God is a universal urge. Leaves of Gold had its origin in the recognition of this impulse. From those who spoke with authority have been chosen words in which the word becomes flesh to dwell among us. Here are maxims, phrases, anecdotes, passages, proverbs, and essays from the best minds among men. Here are words of wisdom and thoughts of comfort for all mankind. Consolation is the objective of Leaves of Gold, to provide a key to things of the Spirit as inspiration for daily living its design. Christ. His path, if any be misled, his robe, if any naked be. If any chance to hunger, he is bread. If any be a bondman, he is free. If any be but weak, how strong is he? To dead man life he is, to sick man health, to blind man sight, and to the needy wealth. A pleasure without loss, a treasure without stealth. Giles Fletcher. Heart. Pray him to give you what Scripture calls an honest and good heart, or a perfect heart, and without waiting, begin at once to obey him with the best heart you have. Any obedience is better than none. You have to seek his face. Obedience is the only way of seeing him. All your duties are obeisances. To do what he bids is to obey him, and to obey him is to approach him. Every act of obedience is an approach to him who is not far off, though he seems so, but close behind the visible screen of things which hides him from us. J. H. Newman. Help. God brings no man into the conflicts of life to desert him. Every man has a friend in heaven whose resources are unlimited, and on him he may call at any hour and find sympathy and assistance. Morris. Forgetting God. No man can be without his God. If he have not the true God to bless and sustain him, he will have some false God to delude and to betray him. The psalmist knew this, and therefore he joined so closely, forgetting the name of our God and holding up our hands to some strange God. For every man has something in which he hopes, on which he leans, to which he retreats and retires, with which he fills up his thoughts in empty spaces of time, when he is alone, when he lies sleepless on his bed, when he is not pressed with other thoughts, to which he betakes himself in sorrow or trouble, as that from which he shall draw comfort and strength, his fortress, his citadel, his defense, and has not this good right to be called his God? Man was made to lean on the Creator, but if not on him, then he leans on the creature in one shape or another. The ivy cannot grow alone. It must twine round some spot or other. If not the goodly oak, then the raged thorn, round any dead stick whatever, rather than have no stay nor sport at all. It is even so with the heart and affections of man. If they do not twine around God, they must twine around some meaner thing. Trench. Enough for the present. Religion is full of questions that we cannot answer, declared Dr. James McCosh in an address to his students at Princeton University. Because we only know in part, long pause, then with thrilling emphasis, but we know. There are things of which we may be positively certain, though we cannot comprehend all their connections and relations. We know that our souls exist as truly as our bodies. We know that there is God, who is not blind force, but a spirit who answers the souls who seek peace and joy. Evil brings discord and death to the soul. We know that Jesus Christ is absolutely good, the perfect union of the divine and the human spirits. We know through him that love is the source of power and that life continues after death. Beyond our ken lie the mysteries unexplored, but we have light enough to steer by if we will. We know as much as we need. If we live by it, we shall know more. A religion without mystery must be a religion without God. Use it. While reason is puzzling itself about mystery, faith is turning it to a daily bread and feeding on it thankfully in her heart of hearts. F.D. Huntington.